Josh Oldano loves getting out in the waters of the Great Barrier Reef off Innisfail, marvelling at marine creatures who call this place home,
Hey, g'day. Holy, give him a patso. That is sick.
as well as landing a tasty catch.
That'll do. Holy.
And of course, making memories.
We're out on the water quite regularly, and you always see something different. We've had multiple encounters with all sorts of wildlife, big whale sharks, dolphins, small whales. But yeah, you just never know what you're going to see. It's pretty interesting, to say the least.
Josh and his family are also sugarcane growers and are among the many local farmers who are invested in looking after their aquatic backyard. The vast majority of sugarcane growers in this area are accredited through the Sugarcane Best Management Practice Program, or BMP. But more recently, a group of growers, including Josh, have been going above and beyond that gold sustainability standard.
So our program of works, the Cassowary Coast Reef Smart Farming, really wanted to drill down and say, if I've got all my nitrogen rates right, what is the next thing I need to do? We've seen a decline in productivity over the last 20 or 30 years. So how do I better use the nitrogen that I apply, because my application rates are based on industry science and it's growing a bigger crop. So the more crop I grow using those rates of applied nitrogen will then result in less nitrogen ending up in our waterways. It's a bit like when we're not well, we just don't use everything that's put on the dinner plate in front of us. So we spent a significant amount of time within the basin and our commodity trying to work out what are the things that are impacting on sugarcane yield production. We carried out investigations like basin-wide surveys on nutrition, diseases, pests. It's still a work in progress, but what we've identified is that there's a number of factors. There's no single answer across the basin, and every enterprise, farm and block will require a different intervention.
The project involved more than 100 sugarcane and banana growers. Josh worked one-on-one with an extension officer to develop a tailored productivity improvement plan, which ensured that yield and sugar content didn't have to be sacrificed for environmental sustainability.
To us, it's highlighted we weren't doing anything incorrect, but we could always get a bit more diligent with what we're doing, a bit more on time, planting the correct varieties to the correct soil type as best we can. And I guess the project, it was continually growing and giving us more and more information on what the varieties were doing in certain soil types. So on top of that, talking with other growers in the shed meeting, you hear old mate next door that this variety wasn't working for him, but for us it was, and we were on similar soil types. So then, you had something to talk about and go, okay, maybe it's something we done in our practice that was slightly different to his, and stuff like that. So little things like that made the world of difference. And like I said, the information that kept getting served up, well, we could keep working with it. So to me, that's huge.
Peer-to-peer learning was another focus of the program. Along with attending shed meetings and workshops, Josh travelled to Toowoomba for a 3-day study tour with his grower group through a partnership with the University of Southern Queensland. Behavioural scientists were also on hand to assist with the take-up of new farm practices and to ensure the needs of growers were consistently considered.
We're really thinking about what's going to be really beneficial for long-term sustainability, long-term practice change. We really need to bring growers along on the journey, and the program's been really good at doing that by giving them back that control, putting them back front and centre, and really giving them the opportunity to look at what they need doing on their farm. It has flipped the narrative on its head in a lot of ways, and seeing the positivity that's come back from the growers we've been engaging with, and seeing the networks and peer networks that have been built across the region has been really fascinating and terrific to see that in such a short period of time as well. They're going to be things that will absolutely outlive this program.
Yeah, I guess the legacy of B will continue to gather the information on the varieties, continue to talk with other farmers. The project highlighted the little things do matter, and if we can do those things correctly, we'll benefit. You can grow a good crop and you can do it sustainably. It's just doing what you have to at the correct time as best as you can manage it. We've taken on the farm hand in hand with our fathers, so it's something we don't want to see go. So while it's viable to do so, we'll keep pushing. I'd love to follow in my father's footsteps. I'd love my kids to have the upbringing that we had. So I think that's, personally, I think that's pretty special.